guys, y'all have so much to show you. Hello, it's been a while. This is the Tori Creates podcast. I'm Tori. You can hear squeaky toys. Captain is playing in the background. It is December 1st, 2023. I reside in a nice little town just north of Janesville and about a half an hour south of Madison, Wisconsin. So I am smack dab in the southern Wisconsin. Drink. And I have not podcasted in a long time. And I have been saving piles of stuff to podcast with. I have been saving things that I've made. I've been saving things that I've purchased. We went on vacation in August. Like, it's been a while since I podcasted. I didn't even look to see when was the last time I podcasted. Got your toy. Okay. But anyway, it's been a while. So I have a lot of stuff to show. And honestly, I didn't even realize, like, there's a lot of yarn in here. I didn't realize I got this much yarn. Captain just left couches. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of things I've made. There's a lot of things that I have acquired. He just put his squeaky toy up against the window. Anyway, and yeah, I'm just looking around because I'm trying to get my bearings. It's been a hot minute since I've done this. I am going to make a few changes this time. I have so many things to show that I am not going to make show notes because I know that show notes will be the reason why I don't finish this. Also, sorry if you hear the dishwasher going. I have the dishwasher going. But yeah, so I'm not going to do show notes for this episode. However, if there's something that you want more information for, a pattern I mentioned, something I purchased, I don't know. If there's something that you want information for, just leave a comment below or send me a message or something, and I will let you know what it is or what the pattern is or what have you. Ooh. Yeah, stop that. Anyway. So with that, let's get into the episode. It's actually a Friday. My birthday was Wednesday, and I decided I had a few extra days of PTO to burn before, paid time off to burn before the end of the year. So this Friday happened to be not spoken for yet. So I swiped it up and proclaimed it my day of crafting and my gift to myself for my birthday. So here we are. All I've done this morning as far as clean and gather this stuff, but I figured I wanted to podcast. I was like, I want to podcast, so we're gonna do that. So yeah, happy December. This year I actually don't have any advents to open. I thought about it. I didn't like a yarn advent calendar was out of the budget for sure, and I thought about other options. I even thought about making like my own stitch marker advent calendar, and I I made a ton of stitch markers these past few months. But I decided I'm just not going to do an advent calendar. If I get an advent calendar, it would probably just be like a chocolate one or a tea one I find after the fact, obviously, since it's December 1st. Okay. But yeah, I couldn't, and I even went on Amazon, and I was trying to see if there'd be something cool, and nothing stood out for something that I'd actually want and anything that I would actually want to have once I open the advent calendar. Like, I've been ruined with these yarn advent calendars now because I'm just like, I want the yarn, I want to use the yarn, I know what I'll use the yarn for, but with these other advent calendars, sort of like a chocolate one, I'm just like, I don't want a whole bunch of little trinkets sitting around unless it's like Playmobil or something. Anyway. Actually, we can start with this first one here. Justin got me this shirt for my birthday. It says, every snack you take, every meal you bake, every bite you take, I'll be watching you. And it's a Westie. I love it. This was a Christmas gift last year. Westies. But yeah, I've got some Westie stuff for my Maisie Me. This is going to be really rambly too. I am out of practice and I don't know how much I'm going to edit, and Captain is playing around me because he's having a grand old time since I'm home today. So like, it's going to be all over the place. So let's see. Anyway, introductions out of the way. Hi. Brief play intermission. All right. I've sorted out the finished objects, and they're in no particular order right now. So we're probably going to go through everything. I think I have everything. I don't know if I've got everything. I maybe missed some things. I maybe made some small things that I forgot about. My first finished object that I will show is I finished this pair of hand-knit socks. These are another pair of toe-up socks. I don't remember the yarn. I don't even know if I have the label anymore. Ooh, but I do have Ravelry. Maybe I put it in here. Does it say what it is? Zitron Trekking XXL, colorway 684. Anyway, so there you go. There you go. I do know the yarn. Yeah, just another pair of toe-up socks. Super bright. Super duper bright. I don't even know where I should be looking. I know I should be looking at the camera, but I'm going to move this a little bit. A little better, maybe? But yeah, I finished a pair of toe-up socks. They're really bright, really colorful, fit me well. Now I can finally wear these, so yay. Actually, no, I need to photograph these first, so there's. Next, in no particular order, well, these are on top, so we'll do these next. These are all out of order. Every year for Thanksgiving, I make Thanksgiving place cards for my family, for whoever's going to be at Thanksgiving dinner. And so I just got two examples, because I ended up making little felt acorns and a string that you could end up using as a Christmas ornament or a fall decor. So this, I make them for the dogs too. And the critters. So don't look at my face. Don't look at my face. Look at this. Is that working? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna zoom. Maybe it'll zoom. There we go. So that one was Captain's, and then I alternated the finished color, and that one is Justin's. And so then I've got these all hanging up on the Christmas tree. So I made those. Also, oh, you know what? Okay. So spoilers, if you're in my family, you might be getting a little spoiler if you're watching this, but forget about it. It's not that big of a thing, but forget. I typically make an ornament every year that I put in the Christmas card. It's something small that I can put in the card and just mail it, so it's more doable. And normally I crochet them. Last year, Justin asked that I make a Grinch ornament, and he asked later in the season, and I'm like, there's no way I can do it this year, but I can try next year. And I intended to make it out of felt. So I made this guy. It is made out of felt. So all the pieces are cut out and glued together. It took forever. And then on the back, I just did this weird backing, and then I did Merry Christmas from the Schaffners. Justin wanted it on the front, but because it's on a white background, I really didn't like it on the front. So it might look a little weird on the back, but, excuse me. But I made the Grinch, and I made a whole bunch of these. I think I actually made enough that I can give my coworkers some too. But this is a labor of love. This is a labor of love. This took a while to make, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's felt, and then the face and like the little highlights down here are fabric paint, puff paint, and then ribbon for the string, and I used tacky glue to put it together, tacky glue and hot glue depending on where we needed what. And yeah, these took a while, but you know, when I say these took a while, it took a while, but I was making everything in batches, whereas if I crocheted something, 20 whatever of something, you know, I'm finishing one at a time, so I get that feeling of completion, but it still probably takes longer. So these honestly probably took less time than that. But yeah, I think they turned out pretty good. I've never done something like this before. I actually went into Procreate on my iPad and like pulled up some reference images and sketched the final design that I wanted. showed it to Justin so that he could approve it since it was his idea. And then, we decided we wanted him holding this big ornament. So I gave him a big ornament. And then I made sure that I put each piece of the drawing on its own layer so that I could literally take the pieces apart, put them on a sheet, print it out, and then trace them for my cutouts. It took a long time, but that's the only way I was going to get the shape. So that was a more recent project. Both of those were more recent projects that I finished. These I finished a while back. I can finally wear those because it's cold. Sorry if I keep clearing my throat. Oh, and I've got things that I definitely didn't make in here, like a Peeps thing and a cute little dragon tie beanie baby. But yeah, I didn't make those. Those are just in my basket. So I don't even know what's all in here. There's a bunch of weird stuff in here. He found one of his bottles. He likes to play with soda bottles. Anyway, I got really into amigurumi. Like, really into it. Because I got onto the side of Instagram, the crochet side of Instagram, which would be like Instagram Reels, which is essentially like TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok. But a lot of people cross-post. I don't know. But crocheting, and specifically crocheting for markets, which means that people are crocheting a lot of things and a lot of little things. And I love tiny little things. And so I was like, I need to make all these patterns. The problem is, then once I got into making the patterns, I'm like, I need one in every color. Why? I'm not going to sell them. I don't know, but I just did. They made me happy. So I made a whole bunch. I'll probably make some more. This was my first attempt. It was this little avocado. I used stash yarn, and the yarn I used, not a fan. I don't remember what this was, but yeah. I wouldn't use this yarn again for amigurumi. I really don't have much of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the yarn wasn't great. But it turned out cute-ish. Lady, I hear you, sweetie. Lady is calling. Yeah? I'll go back there in a little bit. She decides if she wants attention, and she doesn't like Captain, so she doesn't come out here. She will yell until you come and play. So I'll have to go back there in a little bit here quick. But I made an avocado. Not my best work. Let's see. What is this? Oh yeah. I made a bandana for Captain. And it goes with, I could have used this for when we were in Eagle River for deer hunting. You want to wear, we're out in the woods, so you want to wear something blaze orange when you walk around. So I could have used this. I forgot I made this. But I had made him a granny square blanket. Yeah, this is yours. This is yours. I know, I forgot about it too. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. There you go. But I made him a granny square blanket. He's just like, what did you do? I had a whole bunch of blaze orange, like orange yarn, and didn't have a project in mind, and he really liked all these homemade blankets, so I made him one. Well, if you don't like it, then take it off. Come here. You didn't care about it before. Anyway, bandana. Oh, you want it back now? Okay. Oh, pick one. Pick one, mister. Oh, you're so handsome. You're so handsome in your little bandana. Mwah! Look at you. You're so handsome. So handsome. Yeah. All right. I'll take it off. I'll take it off. Okay? Okay. No, you can't chew on it. No. All right. Anyway. I made him a bandana. I completely forgot I made that because I made his blanket, which is out here, and he plays with it all the time and lays on it on his bed. Forgot I made the bandana for him with some of the extra yarn. But it's just, I don't think I followed a pattern. I think I just winged it. I don't remember. I maybe looked up how people structured their half granny squares. But other than that, yeah. Okay. So I was showing you my stuffies that I made. So besides the avocado, I made this little dinosaur. I didn't do the color changes very well. But I was just like, really, honestly, I was rushing through it. I don't know why. But I made this cute little T-Rex. I love him so much. Let's see here. I made a whole bunch of these like little octopi. I made 2 in this like velvet yarn that I got from a coworker. The bag of yarn she didn't want. So I made 2 of these. I actually made 3. I gave 1 to a coworker of this same guy. Then I made more of those, but I'm just going through the bin. I made this little whale. This squishy whale. I used a lot of the scraps from that Afghan I made this summer. Spring and summer. So I made him. White belly. Then I made this turtle. This, again, not my best work at all. I was absolutely rushing through this, and I don't know why. But, yeah. I made this little turtle guy. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute. Could have been better, but again, I don't know why I rushed through it. I made this mushroom with the same yarn that I made that avocado out of. Again, wouldn't use it again. I don't really like this yarn, but it was just scraps I had, so I'll use it for something else. But made a mushroom. Oh, apparently I made another whale. What else have I got? I've got 2 more octopi. I've got a cute little peach one and a really little mustard colored one. And then I found the mini mushroom boy pattern and I was absolutely obsessed. So it's this little mushroom dude. I actually made one for a coworker as well. But he's a little mushroom character and I made one. Wait for it. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And I made 1 more for my coworker. So I made a total of 6 of these little guys. I am obsessed with these little guys. They're so cute. And then lastly, I feel like there's 1 more of these hanging around somewhere, but I don't know. I made this little mushy pop pattern. So basically you can play with the fidget with his head. He goes like this. He's super cute. I made him. I feel like there's 1 more of these somewhere. But maybe not. I don't know. So I made all those. I was thinking about, I lost one and I don't want Captain to eat it. So now I gotta retrieve it. Okay. I think there was 1 more for sure pattern that I made. I don't know offhand. But I think that's all the small stuff I made specifically for that. I also made, do I have pictures of the dragon on here? Don't think I do. I'll have to insert pictures. I made this huge dragon for a coworker. I traded it for a Kindle. I don't know. But she had an extra Kindle and she didn't want. And so I traded her. I made this dragon for this Kindle. So I made a dragon. Insert picture here. I made it with that fluffy blanket yarn stuff, that thick stuff. So it went really fast and I made a large dragon. Like the pictures are with me so you can see how big this dragon is. I will insert a picture here because I'm pretty sure it's on my phone, so obviously I can't show you that way. I also made the Waffles Puppy by Susan B. Anderson. I made it for a coworker. She asked that I make it for her since she doesn't knit or crochet. Come on, get out of there. I just want to share Waffles puppy. If I do this, there we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but those are my finished project photos. So I made this little puppy. He looked like that without anything, and then I made him the little hooded sweater. You can see the pom-pom attached to the hood, and when he's wearing the pom-pom hood, this is from the back. You can see the switch underneath. But I don't know if you'll see it. I'll see if I can insert some photos of this one too. But this is a really fun one. She thought it was cute. She asked if I'd make it for her for a nephew, I think, that was about to be born. So I did that. Alright, well, don't throw that underneath me while I'm working. There you go. Okay. Out of beverage. Captain. Okay, so then let's go into the next vein of things that I made. Well, here's a simple one. Dad, avert your eyes for 2.5 seconds, although you probably know what this is going to be already. I knit Dad a pair of socks. This was a more recent completion. This is some Patton's Croy yarn, and then it's Knit Pick Stroll for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And then in the cuffs, I incorporated elastic. So I knit like a very fine elastic into the cuff with it. So that's where that color is coming from. No! Why are you obsessed with my sock yarn? But I finished these. So, yeah. Finished these. They are done. Nice and squishy. The patterning is really cool on them. Captain is playing with his Mountain Dew bottle. Okay. Next. Well, we'll just go in order of operations of what I see here. I am making some little play food for a little nephew. A wee little baby. So he doesn't really, he's not playing a whole lot with anything right now. It might be Amazon delivering my stuff. If it's Amazon delivering your Chewies, you best believe I'm going to pause recording and get one. Anyway, I saw the cutest little, like, Aiden, so his older brother, is into play food. And, like, so I figured if I made play food that, you know, my little dude can play with, Aiden would play with it too. And it would be a win-win, because right now, wee little babe can pretty much only squeeze things, and he's not really playing with things. So they're safe for him to play with. No. But also fun for both of them to play with. That was my thinking. So I saw this pattern online, and I don't think I'm done. I might make at least another scoop, Captain. And I've debated making a cone as well. But they're little ice cream scoops. So it's a little bowl, a really basic bowl. But the Captain, no, dude, no, not for you, not for you. Really basic bowl. And then I made little scoops. So I've got a little chocolate scoop. We've got a little mint chocolate chip scoop. I just thought that, you know, it might look like slime to the kidlets because it's green, and then they might enjoy it. Hey! And then I made a vanilla. And they go into this little bowl, like so. I don't remember what the pattern is. I'd have to go online. None of these are my own design, by the way. And they go in the little bowl, and you've got some scoops. So I made that. Like I said, I might not be done with that. Sir. you doing? What are you doing? Come on, that way. This is going to be the most disjointed podcast known to man. I'm sorry. All right, come on. Off you go. Off you go. Off you go. There we go. Good boy. Then, let's see what else I've got in here. There should be. We're going to save this for a little later. Where's... I made a little lime. Like a little lemon stuffed toy as well. I don't know where it is, but I better figure that out real soon because that's also to go with that gift. But it's a little lemon amigurumi. And then for the older boy, he likes Pokemon. And he likes throwing the little balls. So I made 3 Pokeballs because these are going to hurt a lot less and do a lot less damage if you throw these. So I made 3 of them. 3 Pokeballs. For my friend, who I don't think watches this, so we'll just say one of my friends, I've made one of these before. I made it for a coworker. No, Captain. For her baby when it was born. It was her favorite thing. And so I made another one. This is Sparkles the Unicorn Softie. I think this is by Brenda KB Anderson. I think. I modify it. I don't do the extra lip because I think it looks a little silly. I don't like it. But I made another unicorn. So, got another unicorn softie. And then we're on to my next brand of crazy. I really got into Halloween again this year for my Halloween costume. I was a warrior elf. So one of the things is that I wanted a shoulder dragon. So I used the exact same dragon pattern that I had used to make the really large dragon for my coworker. I just used small yarn. I did a horrible job on the eyes. I need to redo that. But I just used smaller yarn and I made this little dragon. I think he's really cute. I like him a lot. Super adorable. Yeah, I made a little dragon so he could sit on my shoulder for my costume. I also actually ended up doing a whole lot of sewing. I got my sewing machine to work, so I made like gauntlets for this costume. And that ended up being kind of cool. It's just fabric that my mom had, some brown fabric. I interfaced it and then I used hemp string for the ties. I used only things I had. I also made a bow and arrows, so I sewed the quiver. I loosely based it off of something I saw online, but I did my own thing. And then I made arrows. So I just put some feathers on the end. And then I technically sharpened the point, but because I realized that's probably not a good idea for work, I put a little felt cap on it. Not that I was actually shooting these anywhere, but I made 3 arrows because that's the amount of doweling I had. And then lastly, I went into the woods like a crazy person. Captain's not going to let me stand up for this. But I went into the woods like a crazy person and I cut down a little scrub tree. And I literally carved the ends and cleaned it up and turned it into a bow. And I made this little grip out of felt and various materials that I had on hand. And I made a bow. And we actually, we tested this thing at work. I rolled a arrow out of paper. No. And shot it at the wall because I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It hit the wall very hard. So I shot said arrow again across the front lobby of our work because my coworker's like, I want to see how far this shoots. All the way across the lobby. So finally, the last test was, before I had to throw the arrow out because it was destroyed, so I took this into the backyard and I shot it up into our backyard and it went halfway up our hill in our backyard. So this actually worked very well when it was literally just a prop. I also made some little daggers. I don't know if those are still in the bottom of this, actually. They might be. Ooh, they are. I can tell they're in here. So I made little daggers because I had this like corset belt thing and I didn't like it completely, so I made like a sheath to go on the back of it. And I made these little daggers. This shape is based off of Sting from The Hobbit. Obviously not the design though. And this is the same one, same shape, but different design. And then I made an elven blade, again, different design. But I kind of viewed this one as if it's got like poison on it. I don't know. These are made out of cardboard, which I then taped up with masking tape to build up the cardboard and the masking tape to get the shape. I then covered it in spackle, let it dry, and sanded it down and painted it. So I made 3 daggers. Basically at this point, because like this stuff you wouldn't even see, I was just making things for fun. I was having a good time. So I made those. And if I ever go to a Ren fair again, I'm all set. And then I made a headpiece, a jewelry headpiece, which I don't have here. It's downstairs, but I don't know if I'll put it in a picture or not. I don't think I really got a good picture. Captain! No! Get down. He's trying to go under our shelf. Thank you. But I made like a jewelry headpiece to wear, so it ended up being very intricate, which I just got into it. So I made that. And did I make anything else? I made a whole bunch of like stitch marker trinkets. A whole bunch. And I'll show those later because I have a whole bunch of other stitch marker trinkets in that bag as well that I made more recently. So actually, I think I'm going to break here again and maybe go find that lemon because now I'm concerned because I need that shortly in a couple weeks. And I'm going to kind of reset things so that there's less things for Captain to go after. And then we'll start again. Anyway, I did find the lemon. So I made this little lemon. I might actually make him like a little lime too. That might be cute. But I thought it was like a good size, squeezy size. Like you could make this for yourself as a stress ball, But I made him a little lemon. So I found it. Good, because I need it. And I'm just trying to think. I think that's all my finished objects. Unless I randomly come across one. I think that's all my finished objects. So here's the thing. I'm going to do this out of order. Normally I would start and do my works in progress next, but that is not what is mostly piled in this basket. So I am going to do stash acquisitions next. And also a little stitch marker parade. Because that's what I've got here. This is going to be a really long episode. I'm going to have to do some creative cutting. And you guys are probably just going to be here for an hour. So I'm sorry in advance. But yeah, I've got a lot here. So let's just get into it, shall we? Let's start with just a more basic one here. So Justin decided a couple weekends ago that he wanted to go thrifting, and he's like, let's go to Goodwill. So we went to the Goodwill in Janesville, just on a whim. It was chaos. I've never seen a Goodwill that busy. I don't know what the deal was, but it was really busy. But I scored with some, this is Big Twist Anti-Pill Worsted Weight, I think. Well, what do you say this is? This is not super bulky. It's labeled as super bulky. No, that is worsted weight yarn. Worsted or Aran, but that's not super bulky. But anyway, they had a whole bunch of this yarn. It's brand new. It's like the Big Twist from Joanne, so it's even a current running line. Obviously, somebody bought a bunch of this, and the color is really blowing out. This is like an olivey, limey green, and this is a very bright, like magenta purple. Like, I don't know why that color is blown out so bad, but it looks just like pink or red on the camera. And I am telling you now, it is purple. This is a very vibrant purple. And then they had a whole bunch of this white. I bought a ton. I think we ended up spending $20 on all this yarn that we got. Justin actually brought it for me. I've got all kinds of yarn in here. I don't even know how many skeins are in here. But all I can tell you for sure is there is a sweater quantity of yarn in that bag. So I scored, I'm going to do, I think, like a striped sweater because it is between 3 colors. I probably have enough yarn in that I could just do between 2 colors and leave like the purple out or leave the green out. But I think I want to do a striped sweater. So I ended up getting a sweater quantity of yarn at Goodwill. And I was super excited because normally at Goodwill, the yarn that's there, it's never full skeins and it's older yarn, which is fine. I've totally bought that yarn from Goodwill too for projects, but it's normally not this nice. This is super soft. So I was excited. He's giving me a spiky football. So that's what you're hearing now. Yes. But yeah, so I got that. You are just like, I want to play if you talk. If you don't talk, I don't nap. He's being weird. Normally he naps during this time of the day, so that's why I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, do I just like I think he's just gonna keep playing if I talk, so it's fine. Oh, it's snowing. It is snowing. Right as this morning I was thinking, oh, all the snow we had is melting. Well, now it's snowing again. Anyway, that's fine though. I might edit this out too. He just wants me to hold on to it so he can chew on it. Okay. So then next stash acquisition. I keep saying stack acquisition. I don't know what that is. I did a brief order from Knit Picks because I wanted some yarn to knit Dad's socks. I ordered this like in summer. So I've had this for a hot minute, and it's been in the bag. They sent it to me, and I've used some of it, though. So, or I'm using some of it. And some of it is for me, for socks. So let's see. I got some black stroll. This is all going to be the Knit Picks stroll. Knit Picks or wheat crochet. They've got both now. But I got color black because it's great for heels, toes, and cuffs. And I think I got a couple of those. I for sure have one of them. Oh, I maybe only got 2. One of them's in use. Then for me, I got the Stroll Tweed Fingering Weight in color Atlantis Heather. It's showing up very much more teal on camera than it actually is. It's more muted. And it's a little more green, honestly. A little more forest green than it's showing up on camera. Don't know why it's doing that. I got 2 skeins of this. So this is for me, actually, for socks. Captain, why are you snorting? Then, oh, I got one more. So I actually got 3 skeins of black. Because I use it for heels, toes, and cuffs for everything. And then last, hopefully you'll like this, Dad, I got Stroll Tweed Fingering Weight Farmhouse Heather. And it's a brown, chocolate brown tweed yarn. And it's pretty close. It's a little more muted in person. And I got 3 skeins because I intend to just make the socks this solid color. So I got 3 skeins of that. So I did that. I got another color as well, but you'll see that because that's currently in progress. No, Captain. And keep in mind, this yarn I have been acquiring this yarn for months and months. I didn't just get this yesterday. Actually, most of this, the only thing I got recently was the Goodwill yarn. That's a lie. That is a complete and utter lie. I got this last weekend. So the story behind this is at work, Jekyll celebrates Customer Service Week. And I didn't know this was a thing until I started working at Jekyll, but apparently it is. And it's celebrating customer service. And so our company does Customer Service Week They do customer service week. They get us food, they bring us treats. This year they wanted to kind of bring it back to its glory days, so I got to help scheme a little bit, because I am known as the creative person. And we painted pumpkins. And I've never actually painted pumpkins before, so I was really excited. If I remember, I'll put in a couple pictures of the pumpkin I painted, because I'm really proud of it. I went in a completely different direction from everyone else. Everyone else was thinking jack-o'-lantern, like you have to paint a face. I didn't do that. I did like this, like I was viewing the pumpkin as a canvas, so apparently I was really accessing my artsy brain, and I just did this like abstract thing with ghost cats and bats and spider webs. Like I went for it. Well, like I said, I've never painted a pumpkin before. And because I did something completely different from everybody else, I didn't think I had a chance. I won. And the top prize, like I was shocked. The top prize was a $50 Hobby Lobby gift card, which I'm not going to argue about. So I got the gift card, and this was beginning of October. I completely forgot I had the gift card until a week ago, because I was so intent on I need to save money. Let's not go to any craft stores, like, you know, because it's the holidays. We want to try to use what we have. And I'm like, I could go to Hobby Lobby, and this is like a little birthday gift to me. So I did. I went the day after Black Friday, which I didn't even think about it. We had just gotten home from a trip. I was venturing out into Janesville to get food, because we didn't have much in our fridge. And I was like, I'll use my gift card. It was insane. Now, on the flip side, the yarn section, there was nobody back there. The Christmas section, which I did get one thing, which is adorable. It was a Westie cookie jar. It's the cutest thing ever, and I love it so much. Yeah, the Christmas section was insane. I hit up the beads section, the art section, and the yarn section, and there was like nobody back there because everybody was by the Christmas stuff. So that worked for me. And I bought, in yarn, I got 3 skeins of the authentic hand-dyed Lavendaria yarn. It's 400 yards per skein. I believe it's 100% wool. And I don't think it tells you what kind of wool. It's just 100% wool. Yeah, 100% superwash merino wool. Oh, okay, it does tell you. And I got 3 skeins, and I think this needs to become a shawl. It's a beautiful, gorgeous color. It's one that I haven't worked with much, even though I love it. And yeah, I got 3 skeins. They had 3 skeins of it. Perfect. I'm going to make this into a shawl. So that was my most recent stash acquisition. Captain is watching. I think the mail be delivered. Okay, so in August, we went to Kentucky for Justin's cousin's wedding, and it was a lot of fun. I wanted to go to a local yarn store. The area that we went to, there were no local yarn stores still in business for over an hour drive where we went. So I couldn't go to a local yarn store. In fact, one of them we drove to because everything I saw online, my one error is I did not call to ask, said it was open. It was out of business. So we had no local yarn stores, and I was really bummed. Justin's like, well, there's a Hobby Lobby right here. We were in Bowling Green. We were in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And there's a Hobby Lobby in town. He's like, you want to go to Hobby Lobby? I went to Hobby Lobby. And I bought a lot of yarn at Hobby Lobby because it was on like 50% off or maybe even 60% off sale, actually. So I bought yarn at Hobby Lobby on our vacation. Yes, I know I have Hobby Lobby 10 minutes from my house, but I really wanted some special yarn, and then it was on sale, and yeah. Okay, so let's see here. From there, so from Hobby Lobby, I got a whole bunch of yarn. We'll start with this. I got some of their authentic hand-dyed. I got one in Sahara. I got one in Stonework, which is, it's actually got like, it's purples and grays. It looks kind of brown on the screen, but it's more purple, I would say, and grays and whites. And then I got 2 skeins of Flamenco, which is this peachy pink and white. And again, I kind of wanted these in my stash for shawls or for sweaters, like faded sweaters. So I got 4 skeins of yarn. Then they had what they call the Rustic Romantic, and it's 85% acrylic. Oh, it's 15% hemp as well. I did not know. I didn't realize that. But it's got like, it's like this tweedy burnt red color. A terracotta color. There we go. Tweedy terracotta color. I got 4 skeins of this. Not entirely sure what I'm going to make with this. I think originally I was wanting to make one of those like mesh top patterns that I've got that you wear as a layering piece. I don't know. We'll see. And then last but not least, I got 6 skeins of the Yarn Bee Fundamental Cotton in color Ivory. So I believe this is 100% mercerized cotton. And this is going to be some kind of summer top. Some kind of summer sweater. It'll have to be short sleeve or a tank top because of the quantity I have, but that was what the intent was. And it's a very good color for summer. It's a risk because I spill everything, so I don't really wear white because I spill everything. But as a layering piece, like a light, airy sweater, I think this will be pretty. So I got 6 skeins of that. And that was all the yarn. Just all the few skeins of yarn I bought in August on our vacation. I went a little hog wild, but like, because the yarn was on sale, I could get way more for my budget than I thought. So that worked in my favor. Let's see. So then I got one last stash enhancement. My friend and I had like a fiber arts day, and she was like, there's a local yarn store, like, is it 10 minutes away from her house? It's in Columbus, Wisconsin. I think it's called Susan Fiber Arts. Susan's Fiber Arts. And she's like, it's a cool yarn store. I didn't know where we were going. We just go in. They sell yarn and fiber and spinning wheels and looms and drum garters. They have all of the brands of spinning wheels, like all of them. Like, I can get replacement parts for my Kromsky minstrel wheel there. And they sell e-spinners. So I've priced out an e-spinner as a little tabletop spinning wheel. It's powered, so you don't have to treadle, but I think it would be fantastic for plying yarn, and also if I want to spin out here or with the critters around. We've got 2 dogs and a cat, or no, 2 cats and a dog, excuse me. I don't even know anymore. I'm so excited. So I really want to get this e-spinner, and they sell it there. So when the time comes and I've saved up the money for this thing, I am buying it there because I can buy it local. I'm so excited. But anyway, we went there, and originally the intent was I'm going to look at yarn. Well, they had fiber. So my thing is, if I go to a yarn shop and they sell fiber, my fiber stash is dwindling. Like, I don't have that much. So if a local yarn shop has fiber and they have something I really like, I'm going to probably get the fiber over yarn just because I can get yarn elsewhere. But fiber, I find harder to source in person. So I got 2 things of fiber. This one is Deep Dyed Yarns. This is Targhee, 4 ounces, and the color is Crooked Creek. This is really ironic. This yarn is dyed in Nicholasville, Kentucky. So it's dyed in Kentucky, but I bought it in Wisconsin long after our vacation. Scoot. But it's this gorgeous. I would say it's a little, the browns are more brown. They're not as orange as they're showing up in the camera, but the other colors are pretty close. Maybe a little more muted. But I got this one. And then I got another color, which I will show in spinning a little later. It was fun because my friend ended up deciding she wanted to try drop spindling. So she bought some fiber and a drop spindle. I have another braid of fiber, and I got a little baby drop spindle from a local spindle maker that I love. And we did that. So yeah. There's only a couple more things I want to show that I was excited about. And actually some of these things I probably don't, I'll show them anyway, they're sitting here. At Hobby Lobby this summer, I also got this embroidery kit, which I was intending to start obviously for this season, but I have another embroidery that I'm working on that I have not finished. So I'm not going to start this until I finish the other one. Oh, these are, hey, look, stickers. I forgot about these. Lost River Cave. Then I actually got 2 games this summer off Amazon. The first one is Spirit of the Forest, and it's like a card game, but it's also got tokens. Looks really fun. And it's one, okay, here's the thing. I don't live in, around people who really want to play board games. Justin's not into board games. There's a long story there. There's a good reason why he's not into board games. But like, so then I've got all these board games. I can't play them. If they're a one-player, if there's an option for a one-player game, I can play the game by myself. So, and there are more of them out there now. So I didn't even know that was a thing for the longest time. There's more of them out there. So, this is 1 to 4 players, so I play by myself. This Doomlings, this is not a one-player game. This is actually an expansion pack to a game I already have. But I had gotten an expansion pack of a whole bunch of cards for this card game called Doomlings. So, there is that. Other than that, I think that's pretty much everything I've got in stash enhancements, as if that wasn't a lot. That was a lot. Like, looking at all this yarn that I had, I've been putting this in a pile in my studio so I could talk about it, and it's been building up. And I'm just like, I've gotten a lot of yarn this summer, this past several months, so I have not been lacking in yarn. Okay. So then the last thing I wanted to show from this pile that's not a work in progress is I made a bazillion and 10 stitch markers. So on this little guy here, I made a whole bunch of stitch markers. And I mean, you're not even going to be able to see all these, but like, these were all related to the costume that I made. Oh my goodness. So I've got like some little like terrarium type guys. I've got a whole bunch of, I bought different charms. So there's leaf charms. There's, where are they? There's feather charms. There's leaf charms. And then I got these little like elven dagger charms. So I made a whole bunch of stitch markers with charms, with beads. Are there any that like stand out? Not particularly. But I made a ton. I got into the jewelry making groove and I had all the materials, so I made them. Then, more recently, aka when I went to Hobby Lobby this past week, I also hit up the beading section. And Hobby Lobby has some of the coolest like charms and stuff. And I wasn't going to get anything initially because it can add up. However, they had them on sale. So, I got a whole bunch of charms, which, oops, this guy lost his attachments. I got a whole bunch of charms, and I'll just show you a few examples because there's like multiples in each pack. So, we'll do a colored one of this. One thing is, when I was debating making my own advent calendar, I saw these gummy bear stitch markers on Amazon. And I was able to get a pack of like, I think 12 gummy bear charms. And I had these pieces already for less. It would have been less than Amazon. So I bought these and I made these. Then Hobby Lobby had these really cute balloon dog charms. So I got these and turned them into stitch markers. They're absolutely ridiculous and I love them. They also had, so they had a lot of like plastic, very 80s, 90s, early 2000s themed, and I loved all of them. They had these tape deck, these acrylic clear, you're not gonna be able to see the detail on these, but they're little tape deck designs. They're the cutest thing, and I love them, and I turned them into charms, and there were 6 of them. There were 8. There were 2 other colors. They had these lightning bolt pieces, and there were 6 of them on the card, and actually 2 of them I am turning into earrings. So they make really cool earrings. They had this cute little mushroom house. It's the cutest thing ever. It's got a little door. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So I got that. And then I was in a weird mood. So I made a whole bunch of stitch markers, but I purposely was only using plastic beads. I don't know why. I just wanted to make some plastic bead stitch markers just for nostalgia's sake. So I made a ton of those. And then I decided that I needed to crochet with embroidery floss, but not all of the embroidery floss. I split the embroidery floss strand in half and crocheted with half a strand of embroidery floss thickness. And I made one of those little lemon patterned charms, or lemon pattern amigurumi, and I turned it into a charm, and it's the cutest thing, and I love it so much. It's so cute. And it's so light because it's crocheted. So like it's not gonna weigh your project down. Like I want to make earrings out of this. So I made those. I say nonchalantly as I've got an entire bag with tons that I didn't show you of stitch markers. I really got into it. And those are living in here, so those can go back in there. And actually I'm gonna break here and get my works in progress. Alright. Amazon was delivered. So since we last spoke, I have started every project known to mankind. Every single one. Okay. I'll show you this since Captain is sniffing it. Captain, I ordered off Amazon on Black Friday like a wrist rest and mouse pad set for my desk at work. So the mouse pad has a wrist rest, and then there's a wrist rest for in front of your keyboard. I think it came with like a little coaster too, but like I thought it was cute, and I kind of need a wrist rest at work. I think it'll help. So anyway, you snip that over there. Have at her. Okay, so I have started so many projects, so many projects. It's not even funny. Don't try to eat it. It's not yours. So this is, I don't even remember what pattern this is. I haven't worked on this in a hot minute. Captain has decided to join us again. This should be in my good notes though. No, I don't want to go out of this pattern. Is this it? Yes. So this is going to be the Gib sweater, G-I-B, by Andrea Mowry. And it's an all-over textured sweater. I don't know if you can really see it. You won't be able to see the texture because of the glare from the windows. But I had started knitting it, and Captain. I haven't gotten very far, but I finished the collar. I think I'm on the short rows section. That would make sense. And it's this this mustard yellow yarn. This would be a pound of love. I don't remember what color it is. I've got 2 skeins of this that I had gotten from Joann's, a year ago? I think just a year ago. Yeah. And so I am knitting myself a sweater. This is going to be a long sleeve sweater. This is on US 7s. But I'm not very far, but it's going to be a sweater. I put this down so I could work on holiday stuff. So that is in the works. That was started a little more recently. This summer I started 2 shawls. So this one is the Birds of a Feather by Andrea Mowry. I don't know if I've shown you this. I had gotten this yarn from the local yarn shop in St. Germain, Wisconsin. It's just yarnin. And my grandma had given me some money. I wanted to go to the yarn shop since I haven't been in a couple years. Sorry, that was me. And so I went and I got this yarn. And I decided I fell in love with this like mohair mix yarn. So I am knitting the Birds of a Feather by Andrea Mowry. I'm actually quite a ways into this. And again, I set it down to work on Christmas stuff. And around, I brought this along on vacation in August, and I knit a ton then. I had knit a ton before that. Like, I've knit a lot on this guy. So much. But I just haven't finished. So the mohair is Less Traveled Yarn. The Far Out color, Outspoken collection, kid mohair, 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. So it's a mohair silk blend. I didn't even realize that. And then the dark color is Araucania yarns, Huesco sock kettle dyes, merino yarn. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So, yeah, Birds of a Feather by Andrea Mowry. I've kind of always had my eye on this to knit this, and I decided to knit this in the most chaotic way possible. All the brightest colors. So that's what I did. At one point I was like, no, I want to do like a light and airy one. No. I decided I really should just go with my heart and knit this one, and then if I want to knit another one someday in a light and airy color, I can. But this is me. So I started that. That has been in the works for months. And then on our vacation in August, I decided, since this year was our 5-year wedding anniversary on June 9th, and we basically treated the trip also as like a 5-year vacation-ish. And so I was like, I think it would be a really good idea to start a shawl to commemorate this trip. I didn't get very far, but this is the Dotted Rays shawl by Stephen West. I've never knit a Stephen West pattern before, but I've always had my eye on this pattern, and I started knitting it. I'm not very far. This is the first color that I've got. I don't remember how far I was going to go before I changed colors, but I started this on the vacation, and I knit all of this on vacation. That was all the progress I made. And I'm not going to pull the tags out of the insides of these yarns, but these are the yarns I selected. Got 2 more. My original plan was that I was going to buy a skein of yarn at a local yarn shop to swap out for one of these yarns if I found something I liked. Well, that plan didn't work, and I ended up going to Hobby Lobby, and they didn't have anything I wanted in here anyway. So the intent was, if I couldn't find anything, I'd stick with these colors. So I am working on Dotted Rays. That's been in the works for months. I had started a new pair of socks. I started this after I finished my last pair of socks for myself that I showed you, those bright colored ones. So I started this sock. I have not touched these for months because of Christmas making. But this is definitely more blue and green than it's showing up. And this is a Knit Picks yarn. I don't even see the tag. Oh, the tag's again stuffed inside the cake because I finally used my brain, but I'm not going to pull this out right now and ruin it. So don't remember what color it is, but I started another pair of socks. Again, these have been in the works for a while. Haven't finished them. works in progress from this century. I finally started another pair of socks. Dad, look away, but not. I mean, I'm sure you'll see me working on these around you anyway. But I started another pair of socks for Dad. This is with that other stroll yarn. The stroll, I think, what color was this? Forest Heather. So this is I would say it's this Forest Heather. That's pretty close to the color. It's more it's looking more blue on the screen than it actually is. It's a green, a deep green. But yeah, I'm knitting a pair of socks out of this. And it's their stroll, so it's not acrylic, it's wool and nylon blend, so it'll wear a little better. It's very soft. So these I started a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to do heels, cuffs, and toes in that same color. My last knitting crochet work in progress is, I don't know if you've been online at all recently and seen this new trend, but the trend is, it's not really a trend, it's just a smart way of doing things, is that you crochet 2 hexagons. So this is my first one. And then you fold them in a specific way. And you have half a sweater. So I have half a sweater right here. It's obviously because of how you do this, your arm is going to be extremely oversized, which is fine. I wanted to try this. I saw this, and obviously for me, since I'm plus size, it's going to be I'm going to have to do more fidgeting with it to make it right. But I finished one side, all stash yarn. So this is Red Heart. This is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn that I hadn't used in the blanket, but I really liked it. So I'm working on the second panel now, and then I'll figure out how to assemble it. But it's going to be a cardigan out of a hexagon. I thought it was really cool. A really cool concept. So I just had to try it. And literally all you do is, instead of, when you're making a granny square, you know, you make your 4 points, you make 6 instead. And you just keep going. That's the only change you make. So easy. So easy. I've been flying through this. I started this like a week ago. A little over a week ago, maybe. Okay, last but not least, I wanted to show you my spinning project. I have not used the wheel in a hot minute. However, when I went to that local yarn store, I got some fiber. This is the Melissa's Yarn Barn Cool Cucumber in BFL. And it's this neon color. I love it so much. And then I got a Snyder's drop spindle, a little baby drop spindle. It's a Turkish drop spindle. And the wood is like a purple. I don't remember what wood it is, but it's a specific type of wood. It's gorgeous. And I got this little drop spindle. It's a Turkish spindle. And I've been spindling a whole bunch of yarn. And actually, I was doing this at work for a while. So I've already finished like 3 little balls of yarn. That'll need to be plied, but I'm keeping them. I'd gotten these little bags from the dollar store at Valentine's Day a couple years ago, because I figured they'd be good to hold yarn, and I was correct. So they're in there, they're safe, they won't get destroyed in this bag, because I've got my other spindle in here. I haven't really done any work on that, so I won't show you that. But yeah, I was doing this at work a lot, on my breaks and lunch. So yeah, that is, holy cow, my voice, I'm losing it. I think that's everything. I don't know. It's been months. So how are you? I haven't talked in months. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfy on this couch because I want to recline it. Justin found this on Facebook Marketplace on Sunday. They must have just posted it, and it's one that you can recline. So comfy. You know, it was a really good price, and it was literally just a couple streets back. So, and I got a grandma blanket here, a grandma Afghan. Um, I'm all over the place. Captain finally settled. But yeah, how are you? It's been a minute here. Um, we've been working and hanging out at home. And then in August, we went on that vacation. We were gone for about a week. We went to Kentucky. Actually, we left a little early and came home and had some days just to ourselves. Um, so we didn't know what the plan was. But we went out to Kentucky. It was okay. I'm glad we went. And obviously, it was great to see the family. But Justin and I both agreed that we're not that into Kentucky. We don't drink. So, and there wasn't a whole lot that Justin was comfortable doing. So we didn't do a whole lot. We toured the Lost River Cave, did the boat tour. That was really fun. And we did some shopping and just they had a down under zoo where you got to pet kangaroos. We did that. That was really fun. I got to pet albino kangaroos. Just saying. They had 2 of them. They were cute. They were really friendly. But other than that, yeah, it was really good to go. We got out of town. It was great, but Kentucky's not our thing. That's okay. It doesn't have to be our state. So, but it was fun to go. So we did that. We've been spending a lot of time at home. We went to family for Thanksgiving this past weekend. And then I have the house mostly decorated for Christmas. If I have some time and this isn't too long, I can put the footage in, but it might be too long. Yeah. We've been working, hanging out. I got this new game for the Nintendo Switch called Fae Farm, which is like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing mixed together, but with like the Fae realm, fairies, elves mixed in. That's been really fun. I've been doing that a lot. Playing that a lot. I've been trying to make a lot of things from things that I have. So I've been doing a lot of that. Spoiling the critters. Yeah. It's been months. I'm gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna edit this. It's gonna be really long. It's been a long time, so obviously I tried to cram a lot into here. And I'm chatting on top of it. But hopefully, do you guys miss show notes? Do you guys even look at show notes? Do you care about show notes? If I dropped show notes, would you be heartbroken? Because that is one of the things that keeps me from podcasting, is once I finish editing the podcast, which takes a lot of time as it is. So don't get me wrong, editing takes a while, a couple hours. I just don't want to write show notes. So I'm wondering if I skip show notes, will I film more? We'll see. Yeah, let me know. I better sign off because otherwise y'all are going to be here for 2 hours. So anyway, I don't think I shared this before, but if you made it this far, thank you. Yikes, this is a long one. You can find me on Instagram as Tori Schaffner. I'm on Facebook as Victoria Schaffner. I've got Woolly Mastodon on Facebook as well. I haven't been updating social media really at all this summer. And honestly, it's been kind of glorious. Doom scrolling is bad enough. Let's just, it's just been kind of nice to stay off of there a little bit. But I also do miss some of it, so I need to find a balance. I'm on here as Tori Schaffner. I believe I was finally able to update it. On YouTube, I've got the blog woolymastodon.wordpress.com, but again, I said I am not putting show notes up on there, so I don't know if I will cross-post this to the blog. We'll see. TBD, I don't know. I can't think of anything else. So if you liked the video, please like it, comment below, subscribe, share it with your friends so we can maybe grow this little community, and hopefully I can come back a little sooner next time because this is too much to show in one episode. It looks like I did a lot, but it's also been months. So with that, Captain's finally gonna lay on the floor. Here he goes. Right as I finish filming this. We'll see how fast I can get this up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again hopefully soon. Also, it is Vlogmas season. So if you guys have any favorite Vlogmas creators that you like that you think I should watch, let me know. My favorite, hands down, is Jacqueline Salem. However, I don't know if she's going to be doing Vlogmas this year. Last year she just did her normal vlogs throughout Christmas, but they are still my favorite at the Christmas season. She is amazing. Highly recommend Jacqueline Salem on YouTube. Anyway, moving on. Have a wonderful Christmas season. Hopefully I'll film before Christmas actually happens, but we don't know. So we'll see you then. Bye.